Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Saviryam Karava Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we'll chant the 26th and 27th shloka. Vedaham samatitani Vartamanani charjuna Bhavishyani cha bhutani Mam tu vedana kaschana Ichha dvesha samothena Dvandva mohena bharata Sarva bhutani sammoham Sarge yanti parantapa. So here in this chapter and in this last session, so finally we have reached the last day of these discourses, and it was a great joy going through this chapter and sharing the knowledge with you all. Here Bhagwan was telling that I am alone the truth of everything. Outside it is just as though Bhagwan is wearing different dresses, different costumes. Behind every body, every mind, there is one divinity. There is one God, there is one Brahman, who alone exists behind every different names and forms. But unfortunately, we can only see the various forms, the colors, the objects. And therefore, our desires pertain to all the objects alone. Very rarely people can dive deeper and start becoming inquisitive about the truth of everything, which is one divinity, the truth which is there in my heart, and that alone is in your heart. What is in your heart is in my heart. Both of the hearts, they are one and the same. Both are living, both are blissful, both are existing. And Brahman is called not as any form, but as Sat Chit Ananda. That which provides existence, that which provides life, consciousness, and which is of the nature of Ananda, that is the ultimate truth of this creation. And that is timeless, it is infinite. Inside this Brahman alone, the whole creation exists. And it is not Brahman, it is you. Till now we have been, understanding ourselves to be a small individual. The knowledge and the vision of Gita tells us that no, my dear, you are not only in this body-mind, but the whole world is in you. Till the time this realization comes to you, keep on pursuing this knowledge, keep on inquiring, keep on meditating, keep on deeply thinking, because this is the truth. And it is not that Bhagavad Gita alone is talking this truth. All the scriptures all over, whoever has awakened, whoever has become Prabuddha, whoever has become Buddha, Jnani, enlightened, everybody is talking the same language. So they are living in a different world altogether. We are living at a different plane, different realm of existence, where everything is broken into pieces, it is fragmented, it is limited, and we only see all these things. It is not that we cannot see, but that requires some purushartha, some special effort. Just as, we have a camera and we have to focus the camera properly. There is a beautiful bird. And he says, Guru, I don't see. Well, you will see in case if you focus your camera. So also you have to focus your mind and intellect. And what is that focusing? Just make it quiet, make it beautiful. You are very disturbed. Always anxiety ridden. Always fearful. Quieter the mind and it becomes more and more sattvic, capable, potential. So this is the line of action of all the teachings. Bhagwan says, I am there in everyone. You are divine, you are something great. But you've never been neither told all these things. And it is not about telling, it is all about realizing that divinity oneself. So this is what sadhana and knowledge is all about. So one says that, even though I am everywhere, but the story begins when you consider anything which is available for your sense organs. Whatever your sense organs can see, that alone you think that it is real. It is existing. You are an educated fellow. Anything which is visible, what exactly it is? Is it an independent entity? You breathe that thing. It is just an accumulation of some atoms and energy. It's nothing else. Various atoms, electrons, protons going round and they are presenting themselves as Swamiji, Guruji, and all the people. We all are atoms, going round and round. So what is the truth of all that? What is behind all this energy, play? This is not, we are talking anything new. Every scientist is saying. There is no reality to any objects. Everything is basically one energy and matter. Isn't it that Einstein is telling? Isn't this all the scientists they are telling? So this is the truth, and therefore Bhagavad Gita and all the great masters, they say behind all these things, there is a very divine entity. And I and you all are that alone. Just as we get up from a dream and then we come to a different plane of consciousness altogether, wherein we realize that, I was not in the dream was in me. So also in ignorance, I think that the world is in me, but I'm in the world. But when you realize from the consciousness point of view, then the world is in you. So there is one reality, and everything which is apart from that, it is changing continuously. It is so perishable. So this is the message, this is the teaching which Bhagwan says, he's giving. He says, I can never be appreciated as an object, but you have to turn within yourself and see who is the subject. Always take this question. Who is knowing? We are hearing these things. Who is hearing? Are my ears hearing? Or behind my ears the mind is hearing? Who's behind the mind? My intellect is hearing. This individual is hearing. And who's providing energy, life and existence to even, the individual? It is one divinity, one reality, which is of the nature of Satchidananda. So he alone is illumining everything. It is this bulb which is illumining everything in the room. Other things are not illuminating that. Just as this bulb illumines everything in the room, so also this life, the consciousness which is in us, it is illumining the whole world, the whole gamut of experiences. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. I am not available. I cannot be seen by any kind of sense organs. Sense organs are not made to appreciate me. You take a binocular and you say with binoculars I will see everything. No, binocular is only meant to see far off things, maybe the tree, the mountain, and maybe some planet, some moon. Anything far off, that alone is to be seen by binoculars, telescope. And when you have to see something very close by, you use some other instrument, microscope. And when you get your blood tested, they make slides and see it under the microscope. So many cells are there. So everything has to be known by some instrument, and every instrument has got a limited domain, limited field of potential. Sense organs cannot see everything. Your ears may be very good, but can your ears hear very ultrasonic sounds? No. That is beyond the limit of my ears. I can see you guys sitting in front of me, but I cannot see, any atom with my eyes. That is beyond the limit of my eyes. What all is happening in the sun, I do not know, I cannot see. So don't believe too much on your sense organs. They are very limited means. Their great instruments were meant for only a small, limited field of existence. Don't have this insistence, I want to see God. How can you see God with your eyes? Anything which is seen by the eyes is only limited, small, colorful, and within your range. It has to be illuminated. It has to be, kept under some spotlight, then alone you can see that. Otherwise, why are you insisting so much on I want to hear? Can I hear God breathing? No, you cannot hear. Your ears are only meant to hear the music of the world. And the chirping of the birds and all the talking of each other and some pravachan, some discourses and some music. All these things alone is in the limited field of my ears. So this is very senseless insistence that I want to see God with my sense organs. You're not an intelligent fellow. Can you see everything here? You have malarial parasites. You have chikungunya. Can you see with your eyes? We have to send a blood sample to the pathological laboratory. They see it under all the various kind of instruments, and there they realize, yes, this virus is there. You can't even see one virus, and you are saying, I want to see God. From where have you come? You're not an educated person. In case if even such thought comes in your mind. So I am not seen by any sense organs. And he says, Yoga Maya Samavrata. The truth is everywhere, but it is covered by Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya basically means, this delusory creative power which has presented lovely colors, lovely forms, and tasty things, and enjoyable objects, and which is made out of, three gunas. Yoga word basically here, it has different connotations in different places. Yoga has many meanings. One meaning I was telling in last session. But the other meaning which the teachers here they are revealing is that the accumulation, the mishrana of the three gunas is called yoga. When the three gunas they come together and present a cocktail to you, the cocktail of three gunas is called yoga. That is another meaning of yoga. So next time you're having a cocktail, he says, I'm having yoga of the three kind of drinks. Apple juice, pomegranate juice, and lime juice. What is this? This is yoga of three things together. Or you can say it is a cocktail. English word is cocktail, the tail of a cock. But here, we say this is yoga. So the three gunas, they come together in such a beautiful way, in such a variegated way, that we are fascinated by every scene. Yoga Maya Samavrata, and she specializes. She has got this job just to see that you get attracted. Just as, a beautiful child or a lady, she comes all decked up in every kind of possible, makeup. Why does she come with all the makeup? So as to attract you, entertain you, make you more happy. It's all before you. If she was alone in a desert, she won't dress like a bride. Who's there to see her? Because you are there to see, therefore she is decked up in all kind of beauty. So this is the job of Maya. Maya is to entertain you, and rather than entertaining, you get confused all the time. We get attracted, attached, and deluded also. Bhagwan says, you just assure that this kind of delusion doesn't happen, and then I'll be available everywhere. You can turn within, you can see your Atma, you can meditate on Atma, you can, sit down for meditation every day. This is what, is being indicated here, that every day you sit down. Throughout the day you are bothered about what I see, what I hear. But for some time, sit down and forget everything. Thank God for everything, no complaints. If you have too many complaints, then you'll never be able to forget the world. So be thankful, be gratified, be very sattvic, and then take up another question. Who is it who is conscious? Who is it who can see all these things? I'm a living being. Living being has got life. What is life? It is because that I am blessed with life, I can hear these sounds. I can hear the pravachan. I can see the hall. I can see a teacher sitting, there and teaching me. I can see with my eyes. I can hear with my ears. But take up this question. How is it that I am able to hear? Ear is just an instrument. What is it in the ears because of which it can become conscious of the sound waves? What a beautiful thing. There are sound waves, and we have got a beautiful instrument because of which I can become conscious of the sound waves. And then there are smell waves. My nose is so sensitive, I can understand today you have not taken bath. Today you have just come to even pravachan without even washing yourself. Did you brush your teeth today? Yes, Guruji, I have brushed my teeth. But why the hell are you smelling so bad? It is because of the food I ate yesterday. It did not digest properly. Maybe, still because of that. But look at my nose. And if you want to see the capacity of nose, then see the dogs and the tigers and all the animals. What beautiful, awesome capacity they have in the nose. I remember when I was in school once in childhood, somebody came and robbed the house nearby. So some people from the village, they came quickly in the night and they creeped inside, came inside and took some stuff and went away. So that fellow, he called police. And police came with police dogs. So it was the first experience, I got personally. We all were, school children standing there and watching the show. Police dogs came and, one fellow, the cap of one fellow was lying there. He had left in his, hurry to run away, his cap fell there. And then, that police fellow, it took the cab and the dog smelled the cap. And the moment it smelled, suddenly his leash was, removed and that fellow started running in a particular direction. And it was a huge dog, police dogs, and nicely fed and very good, smart fellows, obedient fellows. And he went to the village in one hut. He suddenly goes inside. He doesn't need permission. May I come in? He banged inside and caught hold of the hand of one fellow and brought him outside. Within 2 minutes, we all are standing there. We don't see any trail or smell going there. But that fellow can hear, smell. They can, get the smell. Somebody can see from far off. Look at the eagles, they fly so high. And a small rat which is going here, suddenly they aim and, dive from there. And maybe their eyes have magnifiers or what. Very small rat. That fellow can see the rat and also realize that, this thing is running away fast. If a person is just lying down on his roof, taking sun bath, the eagles and vultures, they don't come. But if suppose you are dead, and then you are lying on your roof, the vulture will come to know that you are dead. Just imagine the kind of capacities they have. They can know from far off that you are dead or alive. Your breathing is going on or not going on. They have got awesome capacities. So these, fellows, they can see the capacities are there, but even they have limited capacities. The capacities of various animals to hear, to see, to smell, all these things put together. The snake, it goes by the feeling of sense organ of touch. It can feel, it can see the vibration, and also, from the earth, somebody's coming or not coming. It doesn't see. The vibrations is realized, appreciated, is experienced. So different animals and different whales and sharks and dolphins, they have very smart senses. And they will come and see something, go for it. But anything which is in the domain of senses is all the time limited. It's never permanent. It just keeps on changing. So there is some truth behind this. He says, I'm always veiled. I'm covered by yoga maya samavrata. Samyakavrata, very nicely covered. So therefore, with your sense organs I cannot be seen. But in case, if you can turn within yourself, sit down quietly and take up this question that, who am I? And you slowly and slowly go deep into it. I know I am there. My existence, aham asmi, I know I am, I am, I am. Explore that experience. Pursue that experience. And you will see that it is a conscious reality. It is something conscious, living entity. And right from your childhood till this present time, this I is always there. Body keeps on changing, the mind keeps on changing, the world keeps on changing, but I is manifesting all the time. So it doesn't require too much of an intelligence to appreciate that this is something which transcends time. Time has taken away everything, whatever I knew in the world, but this I, with the consciousness which is manifesting in me, it is never changing, it's never going. Storms have come and the blizzards have come, rains have come, but nothing, affects your consciousness. It is manifesting all the time. Turn towards that and explore that. This is the only truth which matters. You are experiencing some timeless reality, transcendental reality directly, immediately. And that is consciousness, because of which it knows everything. It enlivens everything. It illumines everything. It is conscious of everything. But objects are not conscious of, not even light, not even sun, what to talk about the light of all lights. So, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrata. I'm covered by this beautiful Maya Shakti, which is presenting as a mixture of various gunas. And those people who are ignorant, they will never know that. But I know, this consciousness knows. You as consciousness, you can identify with your body, you can identify with your mind, you can identify with your intellect, you can identify with your individuality, or you can identify and appreciate the consciousness which is present all the time in you. As consciousness, you will know everything. Past, present, and future, consciousness illumines everything. So Bhagwan says, Vedaham samatitani, I as consciousness, I know Vartamanani cha Arjuna, Bhavishyani cha Bhutani, the past, present, or the future. I'm conscious of everything. But because I am the light and everything is inert matter does not know me, I know everything. So take this pointer for your meditation and deeply think. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham. So people, they get deluded only because sammoham born out of ichha and dvesh. Ichha and dvesh make us very anxiety ridden. We get, anxious. I want that, I want that, I want that. And fine, okay, doesn't matter. You can have anything in life. But the moment desire comes, I cannot sit down in meditation for. Who is it who disturbs my meditation? Various agendas, work, responsibilities, or desires. I was sitting in meditation. Then I thought, suppose I get a cup of coffee, my meditation will be much more better. I get up and go and get a cup of coffee. No, God has not stopped. My desire has stopped me from continuing in meditation. It is only, disturbance born out of ichha and dvesha. I don't like that. God, forget it. God will meet you tomorrow. Let me handle this guy properly. And I'm disturbed. Ichha or dvesha. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena. My dvandva, the disturbance in the mind, the vacillations in the mind, I get very anxious. All my peace has gone. It's because of that people they get disturbed. You have to learn to grow over your sammoham. Sarva bhutani sammoham yanti. People get deluded only because of these things. Learn to be mature, learn to be intelligent. These things they will not go, only you'll have to learn the lessons. And I'm not saying that don't go after things outside. But do one thing at a time. Suppose if you are fighting the war on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, you are the great warrior Arjuna. If you are a warrior, then give a nice fight. You have a responsibility for your country, for your society, and everybody has believed in you. They have paid you for that. They've given you all the facilities because of that. Now do your best. Let enemies also remember who they are going to fight with. At that time, fight it out. In case if you are doing your job, then why get disturbed? Do your job to the best of your understanding and ability. And when you are singing, then sing nicely, without any hesitations. Good bhajans, every day I keep on hearing when I'm having, my dinner at that time, bhajans over there. Today we are going to have bhajan session together. I'll be there also. Our last concluding session today will be a bhajan session after dinner. And then I will see whether a person sings without any hesitation, without any problems, and with full devotion. If you are singing, sing nicely. And suppose you are crying, cry nicely. And then if you are meditating, meditate nicely. Whatever agenda you have, whatever responsibility you have, there should be no distraction in that. This is the teaching of Gita and Bhagwan Krishna. He says, don't get disturbed when you are taking a particular job. So sammoham. So this is the distraction, the disturbance which I've got to overcome. Continuing further, Bhagwan says in the 28th shloka, Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. Another very important thing is that in case if you want to pursue good knowledge and have to, awake to your own truth, appreciate your Atma, which has to be the fundamental thing for everyone in the world. But unfortunately, such education is not there, and therefore such priorities are not there. Whatever priorities your school and college, the people they give you, you get only, engrossed in that. My college has only taught me to run around and become a joker. Sit down and be quiet also sometimes. No, my college has not taught me about, sitting quiet. Whenever I go to college, I just keep on running around. Is your college creating jokers or what? Huh? Very unhappy, non-meditative, unintelligent people are manufactured in your college. That is what you are. And you are vouching about your college. You are so proud of your college. Educated, illiterate. So don't be, too proud of such education. Any education which is not even making conscious of your truth to yourself. It's been years together, and today also I do not know myself. No, but I know management, I know technology. I'll never believe you. I'm a doctor, Even I'm going to die, I'll not go to such a doctor who is, so egoistic, so extrovert, so vacillating, always, disturbed, stressed. Will you go to such a doctor? Never. Huh? At least a person who is enlightened about oneself is a sane fellow. Bhagwan says that, before you enter this, one thing I told earlier also, while talking about bhakti, at that time you remember, I gave two words, Dushkriti and Sukriti. Dushkriti are those who keep on doing karmas for their selfish ends. They keep on making other people around them very, sorrowful also. They are afraid of him. Only selfish, egoistic activities. Insensitive. There are so many people of that kind. So they are called Dushkriti, and what they do is called as Papa. What is Papa? Kya hota hai Papa? Papa is that, which is evil karma, selfish karma, insensitive karma, karma without respect to your dignity or dignity of people around. If you are not a caring, conscientious person, sensitive person, intelligent, wherever you are, you should be able to help and bless others. That is punya. So understand pap and punya nicely. You can live in this world as a papi or as a punyatma. So papi is one who is doing pap. He's also called Papa. My dear Papa, my dear Daddy. In English is Daddy, but in Sanskrit it is some other word, Pitra. But in common parlance it is said, meet my Papa. And you know what is Papa? It is one who is doing so many papa. And therefore, Bahuvachan. Bahuvachan of pap is Papa. And you are glorifying your papa, daddy, or you're insulting your daddy. This is just word play. Those children, they don't mean that. And Papa is also very happy. Look at my child, he's calling me Papa. And the first word which this child, it started saying was Papa. But don't translate in Sanskrit, because then it becomes sinner. My child, the first word he said when he came into the world was, "Oh sinner." So therefore, we don't translate every word, otherwise it becomes ridiculous, it becomes a joke. But Bhagwan says, Papa is anything which is sinful karma. Because of your selfish, desperate desires, you become insensitive, careless, and you don't care a damn about anyone. So anyone who is doing Papa karma, they will never turn with it. So if you see some student has come to you, and every time they, jump at Papa, some sinful activity, never teach him, because they'll never understand. A person who is doing Papa will never have a quiet mind, a sensitive mind, a very intelligent mind, contemplative mind. But on the other hand, if there is somebody who is doing Punya Karma, wherever you live, everybody is happy. Whenever Alexi comes here, my dogs on the street, they are very happy, they're celebrating. We have got a new house, come on, we are housewarming party. Welcome to my new house. And I'll give you a few bones in party. So all the dogs, they are very happy when they see these people coming. Otherwise, the people, they are staying here for years together, whole year. But nobody is making house for them. So those who are loving, very sensitive, they serve people around. Others, they bothered about only themselves. My house, my garden, my room, and my... And some people say, okay, my room is good, but what about your room? I'll help create your room. I'll make your house a beautiful palace. And in winters, in summers, in monsoon, you can have some shelter inside. This very act is called Punya Karma. So in case yesham tvantagatam papam, when the papa has ended, jananam punya karmanam, and good activities, forget about yourself all the time. In case if you think about too much about yourself, God will stop thinking about you. Because this fellow is too self-reliant. Why should I waste my time for such people? They're always worried about themselves, always thinking about I, and not that consciousness I, the individual I. So this papa has to disappear. You can start from here. Your day-to-day activities, in case if they are only motivated by papa, then you cannot have a quiet mind also, not a loving mind, not a peaceful mind. Yesham tvantagatam papam. When the papa is gone and the punya karma, they are predominant, te dvandva moha nirmukta. Though I was talking about dvandva moha. Dvandva moha brings about samoham. So he says, if you start with good karmas, then you have the capacity, strength to ward off any kind of disturbance in the mind. So, te dvandva moha nirmukta. They get freed from that. And when a person has got no disturbance in the mind, bhajanti mam, they can, be my devotees. They can love me. They can think about me. They can turn towards me. And thereafter, it's an easy job. If you really love, then who's going to stop you? Nobody on the planet will ever disturb you because you have made your mind good and strong. So it all depends upon your motivation and your priorities. In the next sloka, also a very famous one, Bhagwan says that you need to be motivated by the facts of life. It's not difficult to turn towards Atma. You have to see the facts and be practical person. So what is it for which we need to be motivated? So very nice shloka, 29th. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatanti ye te brahma tadvidu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakilam. How some people can devote themselves for the devotion of God, for the love of God, for the contemplation of Atma, for the realization of the self. How is it some people get time, disposition, energy for all this kind of thing? I've got so big agendas and I'm so busy person, I don't have time for Atma. And some people always can get time. Why is it so? So Bhagwan says, they see the truth of the world. They see the potential pain. They see the potential problems here. And he says, especially two things I would like to point out. Jara Marana. Jara is old age. An age of life which everybody has to get one day. And when all your capacities are slowly fading off, disintegrating, reducing. Ears cannot hear properly, eyes cannot see properly, and of course my teeth, they have fallen off, so I cannot eat properly. I cannot walk properly, and if I have to go and climb a fort and a mountain, I need all kind of help. I cannot walk properly. So this everybody, it's nothing new. We all have to go in that stage once in a while. Once later on in life, not in a while. So this is old age. You need to see old age properly. Go to some old age homes. When you go to old age homes, you see, pathetic situation of people. And then you see yourself in that position. Old people, they are so pitiable. Nobody has time to talk to them. Their own children, these sons and daughters whom they produced and they took care of them to make good human beings. But by the time they are old and these fellows, they are grown up, they disappear. Daddy, Papa, I am going for my duty. I have got a tour to foreign countries. I'll see to it that some money is left to you and you take care of yourself. Isn't it the truth? Some people, they will not even leave any money. He says, you can take care of yourself. You are very self-reliant, you can take care of yourself. I'm going. The daughters, anyway, they have to go. That is the rule of nature. They go to some other house, they get married, and they create a family of their own. Daughter also gone, son also gone, and the old parents in old age, nobody went to catch hold of their hands and take them around. At times it is difficult to walk also. And then in old age, diseases come very easily. And diseases come not only easily, they come and reside in me. They become my companion. They become my friends. And they don't leave very quickly. If hand is all right, then the leg has problem. If the leg is fine, then the stomach has problem. If that is fine, then the ears have problem. That is old age. When you see old people, it's such a pathetic situation. In one of these surveys, one of the religious institutions, they went to the villages and did survey of old people. They were going to make an old age home in Riva. So they went to the village nearby. He says, what is your state of existence? How are you going around? He said, please don't ask me. All my children, they are, and there are 4 of them. They go for their jobs. And I don't have food to eat and I cannot go around. I cannot make that also. I feel so hungry. At times, I cannot walk and get water. Water is lying there. They say, go to the well and get water for yourself. So old age, we become so incapacitated, so helpless. It's only when you see these people, then you realize, oh God, I should better go away. My mother, she was very ill. Now she's not there. She was very ill and diseased and could not move around nicely. Whenever I used to go there and meet her, she says, you are connected with God. God listens to you. Why don't you please ask God to take me away? I don't want to live more. I've had enough. And every old person is not very, knowledgeable also. Everybody doesn't have any good knowledge. They're all expecting others to respect them and attend to them, and when they don't attend, more fretting and fuming. They'll just lie down, feel sorrowful. Oh God, are you there? Why don't you take me away from this world? I cannot live. And suicide is not easy also. To die quickly yourself, it's not an option. So on one hand, it is not only the old age, but we are normally explained, and these are things are told, that also go to hospitals once in a while. When you go to hospitals, you see the diseases of the people. You feel so sorrowful. People having cancer, they're literally crying, praying. But neither they can do anything, nor the doctor can do anything to suddenly, just clear all the problems in one go. That is not there. They have to just lie down and suffer. Seeing the suffering in life is a good education. It's very important you open your eyes and ears and see the truth of life. Today we may not be old, we may not be diseased, we may not having all kind of problems of that kind, isolation and alone. But shortly you are going to go that way. You cannot even walk properly. You can't even talk properly. You see all the laddus, you can't even eat the laddus. Because you have diabetes also. You have acidity also. You have gas also. And heart problem also. Blood pressure also. By the time you get old, your house is on rent for all diseases. All diseases come and reside in your body. Bhagwan says, look at life. Look at, people who are suffering so badly. Look at the old age. And also look at the possible death which is waiting for you. Have you wondered about death experience? When a person leaves this body, when others, leave you and leave you all alone, what happens? Death, people are afraid so much. They want to spend any amount of money so that they can prolong their lives. What is it which, you're going to die? What's the experience? Don't make me think about all that thing. I came to you for Gita Gyan and you are telling me about death and all that and the suffering and the old age and the diseases. Why don't you tell good things, Guruji? You're making my mood off. I thought I'll be hearing about devotion and all good things, and you are saying old age and diseases and death. I'm not saying, Bhagwan Krishna is saying, Jara Marana Mokshaya. This is the truth of life. And in case there is one good news. The good news is that you can get over the pains of old age and death. Really? I can get over the pains of my old age and death. That's a big statement. All the doctors all world over, they'll be surprised. Is that possible? A person who is ill, who is suffering, they realize something and there is no pain of disease, no pain of death. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Moksha is to be free. Free from what? Free from Jara and Marana. Have you been taught that in your college? No, my professor did not know that. Stupid professors. Never study Gita. I don't know who made them professors. They don't know the knowledge of life and knowledge of themselves also. And they are professing something to you. Ignorant buffoons rather. So what is that knowledge where you are not even prepared for life? Old age and death is a fact of life. And the good news is Even though body will have its own set of problems, but there is a knowledge because of which you can remain unaffected at a deeper level. At a deeper level. It's not that, a body will not get old. It is not that your body is not going to die. Body will follow its own dharma. It has to undergo some modifications and inevitable changes. But you have a freedom, you have discretion. You can stand apart. You can detach. You can see the real truth of yourself. And in case if you know that Atma is untouched by the dharmas of body, then what will happen? Your body is undergoing some problem. But you can retain your balance inside you. You can accept situations. You can accept facts. And you can remain detached. When you are seeing a movie, at that time, there are some good situations and some bad situations. At times, in the whole movie theater, so many people, they are crying. Oh God, a terrible thing has happened. Why some people cry? They identify with all those situations. Once you identify with anything, their problem becomes your problem. When a mother, she identifies with the child, then the problem of child becomes mother's problem. When you are identified with some beloved, his problem or her problem is your problem. You can feel the pain also. You have freedom to identify with anything. And you also have freedom to stand apart and see the show. There are so many people in the movie hall. It's not that they are insensitive, but they know that they are moviegoers. They are sitting in the auditorium and watching the story. I can identify, I can remain detached. When so many things they are coming in your body or mind, you can attach and you can detach. With knowledge, what happens that, this body, mind, intellect, you can see them very clearly as something different, as a costume. And therefore, in case I am old, then I am old. Fine, I have accepted that. There's no fretting and fuming, there's no crying. Oh God, I have become old. What do you have to become old one day. Today I am 70 years plus. I've crossed 70. Such a proud feeling that I've crossed 70 years. Very interesting feeling. I can be happy to see that, I've made 70 runs. But then it realizes, by the time I became 70, my eyes have problem, my knees have problem, my stomach has problem. And the worst part is my sugar digestion system has a problem. The metabolism of sugar in me, that also has a problem. And there is a list of problems. But what is it? No problem. I've accepted it. This is it. This is what I am today, and this is where my journey has to begin with. By crying and, fretting, fuming, it's not that I get a better solution. Accept the fact and detach. And most important, see your identity to be pure consciousness. If you realize yourself, then the old age through which the body is going, you can be an objective perceiver, a witness to the show. You can also become a witness to the states of your mind. Potentially you can, whether you have practiced that, you have mastered that capacity or not, that is your personal issue. But I'm telling you one thing, Arjuna, whether it is old age or death, diseases, don't worry too much. See the truth of I there. You will suffer when you will identify with that. You give importance to the body, then you are going to face the music. You don't give importance, then it carries on. Huh? And nobody has said that you have to give importance. Not necessary. You can become like a doctor who is detached with all patients. When patients come to a doctor, does doctor cry? The patient and all his relatives, they are crying, doctor, he is not well, please make him all right. Doctor remains detached, balanced, yogi, and thinks properly. Okay, doesn't matter. These things keep on happening in life. Not a big deal. Just take this medicine, you will be fine. That is all. Why worry? Worry is not a solution to any problem. There is a solution to every problem. And here Krishna says, even old age and death have a solution. That is the ultimate thing which everybody has to face sometime or the other. And there is this knowledge, whether you are aware of it, whether you are exposed to it, whether you are interested in it or not, that is your freedom. If you have to suffer the old age and the possible deaths, the isolation, the insecurities of old age, then you are welcome to go through that experience. But if there is even a small iota of chance that you can be free from all that, just get self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is that kind of knowledge by which you will be free from all these problems. And you have to start with loving Bhagwan, devotion. Mama Shritya Yatanti Jara Marana Mokshaya Mama Shritya Yatanti Te. In case if the ups and downs of the body will not disturb you, you can still retain your equanimity, meditativeness. You can contemplate on the truth of yourself, which is anyway detached. Body will remain here and you will disappear. The last rites of your body is not your responsibility. You will go away from the world. And the people of the world, they are going to take care of your body. So why bother too much? You're anyway going to leave. Every day in the night when you go to sleep, you detach from the body. Then only you can go to sleep. So you have to learn to detach consciously also and discover the world which is beyond. Te Brahma tad vidu Krishnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. They realize what is called as Brahma. People who remain undisturbed by things outside, they alone realize the truth of themselves and the truth of creation, and also entire knowledge of Adhyatma pertaining to their own self. Krishnam karmacha akhilam. And of course, the world of karma, that's also very interesting, very intricate, very subtle. They realize the truth of that. Realizing the truth of their own self and realizing Brahman, is a proof that you realize the truth of all karma and Adhyatma. Bhagwan is now glorifying this knowledge. He is glorifying Atma Gyan. He is telling, look at this. It is so beautiful, so important, so precious that here, a literal revolution can be brought in the world in case everybody can somehow be told about this Atma Gyan, which is the subject matter of Vedanta. Vedanta is that knowledge by which everybody knows the truth of themselves and the truth of the world. So many things happen. What all happens? So last shloka he tells few more things. Sadi bhutadi daivam mam Sadhiyagyam chaye viduhu Prayana kale pichamam Te viduryokta chetasaha. Knowing the truth of Atma, knowing the truth of God, knowing the truth of Brahman, which is discovering the identity between self and Brahman. Knowledge of Brahman is always as yourself. Brahman is there as an Atma right now. We may be using the word Brahma and Atma. These are two starting points for analysis and inquiry. When you inquire about the truth of yourself, that is called Atma. When you inquire into the truth of the whole cosmos and the creation, that is called Brahman. Initially, it appears that Atma and Brahman, they are two different things. But once you go deeper into this knowledge, you realize Atma alone is Brahman. And therefore, there are what are called the Mahavakyas. In Mahavakyas, the identity of the truth of an individual and its identity with the truth of the whole world. That is revealed. All such statements are called Mahavakya, the great statements. And all the Mahavakyas reveal Ayam Atma Brahma, your Atma, which is revealing as I. Know it, try to go into it. It is one imperishable, infinite, all-embracing divinity. And this is the ultimate goal of human life. The real goal is not only just making money and enjoying life. It is a superficial thing, very small goal. The real goal is to wake up to the truth of life. Waking up to the truth of life is considered the real goal of human existence. And once you know the truth of Brahman, then you know the truth of everything. What do you mean everything? The truth of matter. It is called Sadhi Bhuta. Bhuta is Panchamahabhuta, the matter, the inert matters. All inert matters, the truth of inert matters is appreciated by these Brahmagyanis. Therefore they say Sadhi Bhutam along with all the Mahabhutas. They know the truth of that. So every matter, atom, they know atom. Well, for your information, atom word has been used thousands of years back in our scriptures. Go into Vaisheshika Darshana. Have you heard Vaisheshika Darshana? When you have not even heard that, then how should I tell you? Vaisheshika Darshana was one of the Shad Darshana, 6 famous philosophies which were prevalent in this country. In one of these philosophies, the basic material, the basic unit and component of creation has been told as Anu, Anu and Parmanu, atom and molecules. So they were masters who were talking about all these things. And not only talking, they went beyond all these things also. But they didn't have any microscope. Yes, they didn't have a microscope. But they had what is called as intuitive powers. Intuitive powers are more sophisticated than microscopes. But whatever the fact is, they discovered and they have written about all these things. How can you deny that? How can you ignore that? How they came to know, that is your problem, that is your challenge. Try to appreciate how they did it, but they have done it. They're talking about it. Everything in the creation is made out of atoms and molecules and various miniature particles, and thereafter that particle is also converted into energy. Energy is called prana. So that which Einstein calls that energy, our rishis call it as prana shakti. And prana shakti is also not considered as ultimate. Because prana, every time energy is inert, it's not intelligent by itself. There is an intelligent entity who is managing all these things. So consciousness is ultimate. They know the secret of all matters. And therefore Brahmagyana, the Brahmagyanis are called as along with matter, Sadhibhutam. He also says, Bhagwan says, Adhi Daivam. In fact, it is Sadhi Daivam when the Samas is opened up. All the devatas, there are so many great powers. And there are so many stories in Puranas, this devata, that devata. You know the secret of devata? How they began and what they are, whom they are serving. They are very powerful devatas. Bhagwan Krishna says people who get this Brahmagyana also know the secret of devatas. So it's a package deal where the truth of matter is realized, the truth of devatas is realized. And what about the various rituals and yajnas? He says, Sadhi Yagyam. All the rituals, all the yajnas, all the prayers and worships, they have the secret. There is the truth of that. And with Brahmagyana, you come to know that also. When with Brahmagyana, you know the truth of all the rituals and the yajnas, this is termed as Sadhi Yagyam. Chaye Vidu, they know all these things. And one thing, Arjuna, very interesting. When they are about to leave this body, Prayana Kale. Prayana Kal is the time when you're going to leave this world. You are going to die. The moment when you are going to die, you should observe very closely. Go and tell a person. Doctor has said, there is no chance. This is the last day. Maybe one last week. You are going to die soon. See what happens to them. They get worried. Once I was in Bombay, one film director, producer director, one Mr. Sharma. So he used to come to my discourses and pravachan. He comes to me, he says, Guruji, I have a request. Can you please come to my house and have dinner? I said, yes, with dinner I can come because without dinner I don't go to There has to be some reason, Either you have some bhajans, you have some meditation class, you have some question answer, or you are not going to have anything, at least you should serve dinner. He says, yes, Guruji, I'm going to prepare some good dinner for you. And another request, my wife, she's very ill and she has so many questions. So she would like to have some time with you on her own. Her name was Riva. Riva is Narmada. Another name for Narmada river is Riva. So her name was also Riva. So Riva was waiting for me when I went to his house. So he, requests everybody to go out so that, his wife can ask some questions. So wife told me that Swamiji is so happy you took out time for me. I've got some very important questions. I said, yes, please tell me. I've come here just to, try to answer your questions. I don't know whether I'll be able to answer. But in case I know, I will certainly try to answer those questions. He says, I don't know whether you come to know I've got cancer and I'm going to die very soon. And I've accepted that fact. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to die, I'm going to leave this world. And I've got 2 daughters, I've got husband and my mother-in-law, the house. So I've been taking care of the whole household from such a long time. And now when I'm going to go, then certainly I'm worried about so many things. But now my husband is good and my daughters are also grown up. They will take care of the house. But there is another question. Yes, come to the point. So she says, when I was in school, I studied in Christian schools. And in Christian schools, they were always talking about heaven and hell. And in case if you have done some, bad karmas in your life, then you go to hell. And in hell, the kind of description, they gave me, I shiver even to think of all that. You're asked to walk on fire and, you are beaten also because of all the wrong things you did to others and, the compromises which you did and the lies which you told and the deception which, did in life. And later on, sometime, they fry you also in a pan, like pakoras. So that is also happened. I don't know, Swamiji, all these things. This is a world which I am not familiar with. Please tell me, because I know I have done some wrong things in life. Knowingly or unknowingly, I have done some sins, which is classified as sins from their point of view. And I've got a big list of them. Am I going to suffer? And in case I am going to suffer, then how should I, try to handle that situation? People, when, in the face of death, so much. They have questions and they have memories. And then they have attachments. Attachment to your small world, some people with whom you have been related so closely, so intimately, you're going to leave them. Just think about the very thought the next moment everything is going to disappear. You're going to be all alone forever. Nobody is going to be there after your death. Your house will be there. It will be left behind. All your money, comforts, pleasures, your car, your house, everything will be left. And you cannot smuggle any cash or credit there. Can I take some money? Forget it. Without resources, it's just like one vase of ram. It's going to happen. So how I told that lady was a different part of the story. I cannot go into that story, but somehow she got convinced. I said, well, to tell you the truth, I am not a Christian missionary and I am not going to tell you the stories of Bible. All I can tell you that it is wrong. It is not right. Even though there is heaven and hell, we call it Narak and Swarga, and a person has to face the consequences of whatever you have done in life. But there is one thing because of which you can ward off all the problems. And at the time of your death, when you are going to exit from this world, I can just share that thing. And rest assured, in case if you turn your attention towards then the devotion towards God is such a powerful thing that all your sins gets washed off. It is just like taking a bath in the Ganges or the Narmada. When you went for the dip in Narmada, what happened? Your body gets washed off, but you are taking, bath in the waters of a motherly river. And you're also doing prayers. Your mind is also purified. So, turning towards God, your mind, your body, everything becomes purified to a big extent. So don't worry about any sins which you did. Don't worry about the stories about hell you have heard in childhood. If you believe in me, I don't know how much you believe in me. But in case if you believe, I'm talking from the point of view of scriptures, from Bhagwad Gita, Bhagwan is assuring this. It is from the mouth of Bhagwan, Krishna himself. Jara Marana Mokshaya, whoever has to go beyond the pains of old age and death, just turn towards me and get fixated on me. Not temporarily turn towards me, but have love for me. And see the kind of wonders this does to you. So in this way, Brahma Gyan helps you to know the truth of yourself. It helps you to know the truth of this entire creation of Mahabhutas, the Devatas, the Yagnas, the rituals, everything. And you also see that this is all temporary and awake to that which is the permanent, timeless. With this kind of beautiful shloka and teaching, the 7th chapter of Gita comes to an end. Lovely chapter. This is what Bhagwan promised in the beginning. Arjuna, be aware. I am going to reveal in this chapter Jnana Vijnana Sahitam, along with the theory and also the practical. How do you wake up to that reality and what all information and knowledge you need to have about Prakriti, about its Adhishtan, about its Atma, and about the methodology of meditation and devotion, different kind of devotees, different motivations. All these things was discussed in this chapter, and as per his resolution and promise, Bhagwan does reveal to us the truth of the entire creation. Sadi Bhutam, Sadi Devam, Sadi Yagyam, everything. Adhyatmam, Karma. So a beautiful chapter comes to an end, and I hope I've been able to communicate something sensible to you people. The very fact that you sat very attentively throughout the lectures, throughout the pravachan, shows that you have been a very attentive receiver and recipient of this knowledge. I wish and pray for your well-being. May you be blessed with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and realize the truth of yourself, not as an individual, as Brahma. So in case if you people realize this truth, then my effort will be fulfilled. So the seventh chapter was called as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So it comes to an end. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om Namah Parvati. Har Har Mahadev. Narmade Har. Bolo Ganga Maiya Ki Jai.